we're going to look at close passage, right? So let's read the passage quickly. For those of you who are new, hopefully again you've gone through the close passage videos. Yeah, so for close passage we said it's again all about context. All we need to figure out is look for either words before and after the blank, right? Understand the context. Let's quickly read. Once upon a time there lived a spider named Anansi, who was gifted a pot of wisdom to share among all the creatures of the world, but Anansi was unwilling to share it with anybody and decided to dash the pot at the top of a tall tree. With the pot at his waist in front, it was dashed for Anansi to climb. Okay. Seeing his father's awkward ascent, Anansi's son was dashed and advised him, "Father, why don't you carry the pot on your back?" Dash. Anansi did so and found it easy to scale the tree. He dashed that though he had a pot of wisdom, he lacked common sense. Angry at himself, he threw the pot down, where it broke into pieces and wisdom scattered among all the creatures. So first blank, disappear, vanish, hide, observe, unearth. Obviously, it's so logical that you can just pick the words as the story folds because it's quite easy, I felt. But Anansi was unwilling to share it with anybody and decided to not disappear the pot, not vanish the pot. Hide the pot is almost like a collocation. Observe the pot, unearth the pot doesn't make sense, right? So hide the pot at the top of a tall tree. So he decides to climb the tree. So with the pot at his waist in front, it was dash for Anansi to climb. It was, again, a colloquial expression. It was tired, it was difficult, it was challenging, not in the right form, right? Challenge could be the option, but it's not in the right form. Risky, not in the right form. Safely, again, incorrect word, right? Contradicting the meaning that the passage or the sentence is conveying. So it was difficult for Anansi to climb. Easy so far. Seeing his father's awkward ascent, Anansi's son was laughing, worrying, anxiously, busy, amused. What's the right word here? Anansi's son was all of the options. Obviously, we don't need an adverb form here. He was not busy. So, see, there are clues for you, right? When I have was, the right form would be, if I have to choose worrying, then it has to be in the right form, was worried, because I have the other verb which is in the past tense form, right? So I can't have these ing forms which is not in line. Remember parallel structure? I have my hint word, synonym hint word and I need to maintain some sort of parallelism in the structure. My action word is in the past tense form, advised, right? And the only word that is in line with that parallel structure is amused. And he can be amused. Amused means what? He's looking at it. It's conveying the same meaning as, he's looking at something and he's laughing. Which is what? His father's awkward ascent. Imagine somebody, who looks very funny climbing the tree with a pot in their waist. And they are not probably doing the right thing. So they look funny, right? So amused. That's the closest option. Now, why don't you carry the pot on your back? Why don't you carry it perhaps, subsequent, instead, alternative light? As a collocation again, the right fit is for. Why don't you carry it on your back instead? Instead of this, why don't you, instead of you carrying it on your waist and finding it so difficult, you look so funny, I'm amused by just looking at you, why don't you carry it on your back, right? Instead, Anansi did so and found it easy to scale the tree. He dashed that though he had a pot. He achieved, he realized, he recognized, aware, understand. So again, not in the right form. Understood. Right? Again, the context is in past tense. Achieved is a unrelated word here. He was aware, right? Again, I can't use this word because I don't have the right helping verb. Obvious answer is realize. Why not 5? Ayush, you tell me. Because it says understand. He understand or he understood. I need a past tense, right? The entire context is in the past tense. See, the entire passage is in the past tense. Perhaps means maybe, right? I'm sure you've heard people use perhaps. See, when you're suggesting something and you're not too sure of the outcome, people usually use perhaps, right? I've been dieting. It's not working for me at all. So perhaps you could try a different form of exercise, right? So you don't know if that exercise will work for that person or not, but you're suggesting it as an alternative. Right? You're uncertain about it, but you're still suggesting it because you think that's another possible alternate that this person can explore, right? Perhaps. Because in this context, why did we use instead and not? Perhaps because this person is very sure that Anansi would not have a problem climbing the tree if they move the pot from the waist to the back. Right? You use perhaps when you don't know the outcome of a situation, when you're not too sure. But in the context, Anansi's son was very confident that Anansi would find it more easier to climb the tree if Anansi switched the pot from waist to the back. Subsequently is a sequence hint word, right? As a result of, because this happened after this, subsequently. So when I say subsequently, which means it's following something. Something happened and afterwards. That's the meaning of subsequently.